Okay. Got on. Clicking buttons here. Buttons, more buttons. There's a Robert Munch. I don't know if you guys remember who Robert Munch is. I'm sorry for any background noise because of my mic. Robert Munch, children's author. And he always has those different books, and the different books. There's one that was called Buttons, and she loved buttons and her, pushing buttons, right? When something says "do not push," doesn't that make you want to push the button? Anyway, she her and her little stuffy. I think it was a rabbit, and she ended up becoming a pilot because there were so many buttons to push, buttons, and always pushing the buttons, you know. So, and there's so many good books, that were written, of the Robert Munch books. I just love them. Oh, Mortimer, yes, Mortimer. Those are the books I used to read to my kids, and I love them. And so anyways, getting off on this morning and what I you know trying to portray or trying to talk about today. So a couple things. Okay, I had a few questions about the karmic release that I'm doing on January 4th, 5th, and 6th, and what the karmic release is. And it is, we go through different meditations. There's a set of meditations you do one after the other, and it is going in deep. And then there's questions that we go through of asking, are you ready to release, any ill, like, are you ready to release any vows of poverty, lack? Are you ready to release relationships that are no longer in your alignment? Are you ready to release, and we go through them. And as you're asking these questions, we're putting our hands on our heart chakra up here on our fifth chakra, and then we get either a yes or no. If you get a no, because we're going in to talk to the Lords of Karma, doesn't mean like, oh my God, no, my life will never be good. What they're saying is then you can ask, questions, and start asking questions. And if you want to do it again, yes, you can definitely do it again. It is, I set up that it's going to be $50 for those who want to do it again, because my price for the weekend for the weekend is $333. And that's what I've always charged. I know last year I did a little lower, but it's honoring my time, and it's a lot of energy. I realized after doing, like, teaching it, for me teaching it, I go through it too. So we go through, and you go in and you ask questions. I mean, the thing is that when you are wanting to release something, when you are wanting to let go of something, sometimes we want things just gone. Just take it the fuck out of my way, right? Like, just, I don't want to do this anymore. And then we have to realize, okay, it's gone. Now what? How are you setting yourself up for success? How are you setting yourself up in order to create a new pathway for yourself? Now, it's not, setting up a new pathway for yourself isn't always where it's easy. So setting up a new pathway doesn't mean that, all of a sudden it's all, candy canes and beautiful sparkles and what have you. But what it is that means that now you have to start looking at, what do you need to do in order to take that first step for you to create the success that you want in your world and in your life, right? And last year, before we did it, was pre-lockdown. I knew there was, knew there were things coming down. We just finished a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, because that was in February of last year. And the Mercury retrogrades last year were all in, I'm doing my water here. Excuse me. Starting to cough, so clearing away. So if anybody's having any issues with your throat chakra, I'm picking it up. So release. So if you are wanting to release something, wanting to work on something. And last year, when Mercury was going through water signs as for retrogrades, this year it's air signs, meaning that we had to really go deep into the communications, that we had to really feel them. We had to feel our communications and feel which way was right and which way was wrong. We had to feel the whatever obstructions that were there in our world. And how do those obstructions, even from the outside of the world, feel for us? And when we are dealing with our own karma, and here, this is when we're dealing with our Akashic records, which is part of our karma, right? Akashic records are part of our karma. You're going in there into your library and taking a look around. You're taking a look, okay, what is there that is no longer of alignment to me? What is it that I keep repeating in my life over and over and over again? And this is when we start to, and we also, what I've learning more and more as I do my astrology, the more I understand the astrology, when I go back at different points in my life and I look at what was going on, and I'm saying, oh my God, I had a Saturn opposition, packing, moving to Calgary after my mom's, almost a year after my mother's death, there was an opposition and my Pluto trine. So there was this energy of wanting to make change, wanting to create something new. And lo and behold, what ends up happening, I move from Penticton, pack up, leave everything that we have known for the past 20 years and come back to Calgary. So this is, you look at these different points and then you got to ask yourself, why? What was the reason why? And we're looking at these different points in our life and what is being repeated. And they might be being repeated in a different way, but, the same thing, but in a different suit. So why is this coming? What haven't I dealt with? Or what is that fear? Or what is that? No, basically it is a fear. What is that fear that I haven't dealt with? So in the karmic release, we go through and we want to look at those fears so we can release them. Sometimes they're very deep set energies that are there that you have carried through other lifetimes. That's what it is. We're going through other lifetimes too. Because, when it comes, especially to certain ones, like money is a big one. So when we're looking at poverty and we're looking at things along that line, what are we holding on to there that is not allowing us to go forward? Or why do I keep getting in this kind of mess when it comes to my finances? And, I've been really trying hard, but somewhere along the line, maybe you fucked up somewhere, or you just, something happened and you made the wrong decision, or you made a decision because there was a fear of that unknown. There was an unknown factor there that came in. And that could have been from, especially from last year. Last year could have brought up a lot of energies that you have lived through. You might have lived through another pandemic that was totally different than the one we just had. But the fear was there. So you might have lived through a pandemic through the 1200s or the 1300s or the 1500s, through when people were dying in the streets and there were piles of bodies, that were laid in outside of the city. So we might have gone through that. So that could have triggered some kind of fear within inside of yourself that made you do something last year, or made you, and you don't really realize it because it's sort of in your programming. It's in that subconscious part of your brain, and you reacted in a certain way. All right. I hope that makes sense to you all. So when we go through the karmic release, this is now we're heading into a new energy phase, right? So this is actually the reason why I'm hosting it again is that the energies of the spell that was cast last year with Mercury going into Pisces, and that was the beginning part. So if anybody remembers me talking about spells being cast, Media casting a spell. That's very much where Mercury's coming in and was communicating, but not all the information could come out very clearly because he is a god of communication. He is the god of the earth, the air. He's going into Gemini. He loves to talk. He wants to get out there. It's not very hard because water is mute. Okay. So water is a muted sign, meaning that in water, you can't talk, right? You don't hear a fish talking in water. Like it goes, and it's sonic, right? So if, when you look into dolphins and whales and everything else, it's sonic, right? So it's a sonic energy of vibrational coming up and coming through. So here's this god of communication trying to do vibrational sonic energy. And in that, there was also Neptune there, which is very much, with the two of them there, can cause disruptions, miscommunications, illusions come in and cast the spell of word. The spell of word. The word is so powerful. For centuries, they didn't want people to read or write. Why? Because the word has power. Your words hold such energy that when you say them to somebody, it is like casting a spell on them, good or bad. So when things start to happen, there's a spell, and you can easily cast a spell upon a whole population by a repetitive programming that keeps coming in that has an underlying of fear. And with that energy that comes in, it casts where we're in this sort of delusional energy. So when we come into this karmic energy and we come into this releasement, we begin to release these energies that are attached to us through a session of meditations. And it does take a little bit of time to do them. That's why I'm doing them from a Friday night. We do it Saturday and Sunday. To do it over consecutive weeks, you really miss the intensity of what the energies are supposed to be doing. So that's why we're doing it in a weekend. And in there, and so we begin to let go. And sometimes it takes 6 months. Sometimes it takes a year for everything to assimilate in us. And even if, when people do their Akashic records, it doesn't happen immediately. You might get some sort of relief when we start doing it. But again, it comes down to setting down the new brickwork, laying down the new road in order for you to create that of what you want. And what we're doing is giving you a clear sheet, a clear road, and say, what are the bricks that you are wanting to lay down? So we want to get into what are the bricks that you want to lay down into your new foundational work. And sometimes we'll say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm this. I'm that. Well, first of all, as soon as you start saying that, I'm confused, I don't know, the I ams are a powerhouse of energy throughout the ages. Anytime you declare I am, whatever comes out after that is a brick that goes into the foundation of your road. So this is where we start to begin to catch ourselves and say, no, I am getting clarity. I am becoming stronger. I am creating better health habits for myself. I am becoming more understanding of my financial well-being. I am creating more love in my life. Those are setting down a foundation. Does it happen once? No, because when you're setting one brick down, you need to set other bricks around to support it. Right? So you need to start doing, other things that are going to support those I ams. in a very powerful, and soon when you start saying them, energies come in to help you to support it. Same like energies come in to support you when you are saying those things like, oh, I am not good enough, I'm just a stupid idiot, I am so fucking fat, I am not getting it, I never get ahead, I'm always playing Peter to get to Paul to get to Mary. Well, of course, all of that we know comes in. All of the bills start coming in, all of the lack of money, or the money comes in and goes out, and blah, 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 blah. So this is where it's like, okay, we change it to bring forth, and that starts to lay in. But remember, you were in, and we were releasing that old stuff. We're releasing all of that old stuff. And you're used to it. There's a vibration there that you are used to. Good or bad, you're used to it. And it's difficult to move from that. Some are easier to move away from it. So then you can look at, we'll bring in astrology. Of course, we'll bring in astrology. Are you a mutable sign? So are you at the end of a season, which is mutability, right? So mutability is that, at the end of summertime, you get into August, right? It's Virgo season. It's kind of hot. It's kind of cold. Are we going into fall? The weather, the temperature is sort of changing near the end of August. So we're coming into that mutability. And as we get into September, the change of the season. So your mutability is a little bit more adaptable than, say, if you're a fixed sign. So if you're a fixed sign like Taurus or Aquarius or Scorpio, who am I missing? I'm missing fire. Leo. Leo, how could I miss Leo? Those are fixed signs. They're not going to move as fast. The way the Aquarius is like, well, I'm working on this. I know what I'm doing. I'm going over here. What do you mean you want me to change in a different? What do you mean you want me to do that? Yes, they are the humanitarian, but if they've already set something up, they're moving on. They're going on to something else. Scorpios are like, you want me to move? Where? What? Why? I'm pretty set here. I don't want to go anywhere different. Same with the Leos. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. You're adding what onto it? You're adding what into it? And Taurus, Earth, I'll think about it. Just give me a moment. I'm not ready to do that right now. Hang on. No, that doesn't feel right. It doesn't go in with my style. It doesn't fit in. So you can look at that mutability. Then if you're a cardinal sign, it's like you want to get out there. You want to go there. You want to start it out. Aries, I'm rushing out there. I'm the entrepreneur. I'm ready to go. Okay. Libras, yes, this is the beginning. This is where I want to be. I'm air. I'm going to flow. I'm going to bring this all into balance and bring beauty in and around me. Water, Cancer, I'm going to rush into it. I'm the rushing water. I'm the babbling brook. What is going on? How does that make me feel? I'm going to flow into this newness. Capricorn, yes, that is the direction I'm going. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm setting up. This is the foundational work I'm going to do. Boom, boom, boom. So we have this energy that is within us. And when we are releasing, it's to understand where we are. It is so important to understand where we are so that we are not such hard asses on ourselves and total bitches. So we want to create, this energy of flow for us and transformation. So that's why we bring it into and I call it the fifth chamber, which is right above our heart and our heart chakra. We hold our hands there, and I love putting my hands on my heart because it's such a beautiful connection and connecting myself into the energies and allowing myself to, yes, that's the direction I need to go into. Yes, that feels right for me. Or no, that's not going to happen right now. We're going to wait a little bit. and you get those little answers. And it takes a little bit of practice, but it's tuning in, because now you're saying to your body, I'm listening to you. Hello, I'm listening to you, and I love you. That's all part of the karmic release. All of that in a weekend for transformation and change. And that's what I want to bring in. Will I be teaching it again next year? Probably not. I think 2 years in a row is pretty good. And 2022 is going to be, there's other foundational work that's going to be coming in more so for 2022. Different foundational work. So we are now still laying, we did the dismantlement. Now we are laying down a stronger foundation for 2021. And 2022 is going to bring us into somewhere into a adding on something more to our foundation in a different way. And that's, as we're going through, and even let's talk about the energies today, because the moon is in Pisces. It's that, let's listen to the ocean. Let's listen to the drumbeat of the ocean, or the ocean, because that Piscean wants a connection with that of the sea, and bringing that connection of the sea. And with Venus, and she's on Algol, and she's on that point there of Algol. I mean, yes, Algol is the Medusa. It is it's demonized. It's the demonized energy, and bringing that energy and understanding that what in your life are you misunderstood about. And having Venus there is allowing for you to connect with that divine feminine and love, and saying, where am I not connected as well as where I want to be connected? And it's trining Pluto. And Pluto is, when it comes to things like this is where Pluto kind of shines, and he goes, where are you not connected? Let me help you. Let me help you to discover where you need to be more connected. And that's where, when it's a trine, it's like, yeah, I will work with you. And plus, she's totally exalted right now. Like she has more energy than Saturn right now. Like Venus is like the goddess of the heavens right now. She is a go-to girl. She's a hot one in town. She has her stuff. She's strutting. She knows what she wants. And she says, hey, what do you want? Let's get it started before more of the planets start going retrograde, because we know that Mercury's going to be going in its shadow on the 15th. We got Saturn that's going to be going retrograde, and it's heading into its shadow. So let us set down what it is of the new foundation you want to start working on. And I'm there for you. And she's like, I'm there for you, sister. I'm there for you. I want to work with you. I want to exalt you, because I'm the bougie kind of girl. I'm the girl that likes to have the nice things in life. And I want you to have those nice things in life. And in order to do that, I want you to feel it and come into that divineness. And when you feel it and you come into that divineness, and you come into that beauty, that illumination of truth of you, that's so sexy. That is sexy. And that's what we want. We want to bring in that sexy. We want to bring in that beautiful curiosity and creativity. And that's the energy like we're in right now. And it's very, I'm going to call it pliable, because you got Uranus there, and he's, still tossing and turning, and there's still, he's disrupting, and crazy havoc, is still happening. I mean, earthquakes and volcanoes and tornadoes and, all of that kind of stuff is all, topsy turning and turning around and everything else. And so he's got all of that craziness that's going on, right? But he's like saying, but we want, what he's trying to do is dig it up. Like, what else more do you want? What do you want to electrify into your life and bring in that electricity? And that's the creativity and the foundation that's coming forth. So here we are in this beautiful pliable energy of what is it that you are wanting to form. And we have a course that's coming up in June, the first week of June, that is allowing us to enter into that with more substance. So there is the course that's coming in. Plus, we have my astrology class that's going to be heading up. And I mentioned to those who won the astrology through the auction that they will be getting this for free. That's theirs for free. So if they want to join me, just letting you know, you got that for free. So if you won the astrology workshop, this is all part of the astrology workshop. So take advantage of it, right? Take advantage of it and come on in with it. This is really getting into more of the meat and potatoes and understanding of what Mercury does, what Venus does, what Mars does. Very similar to the shamanic class that I did last year, but we're bringing in a little bit, I'm going to say technicality in with that. So bringing in that nuance of energies. So today, oh, we also have the meditation. So I just got a nudge on saying, hey, you're doing the meditations. That's starting on the 10th. So next Monday, we are going to start a meditation for calmness and peace. And those who are in my Patreon dark coffee, will be, you're automatically in. I feel like you're automatically in the club. You're automatically in the club if you're on my Patreon. So if you are in the Patreon, what happens with my Patreon is that you get your daily affirmation. Everybody gets a daily affirmation. You all get your tarot horoscopes. And then there's the meditation that comes in. There's the meditation that you get. And then if you are in the dark roast, you get 10% off all workshops and courses. So if you wanted to take the astrology class and you wanted to take the whole thing, and it's I think it's $200 for the whole thing, because it's $25 a week. I think there's it's about 8 weeks. So say, let's just do that because it just works better in my head. 10% off, that's $20. So it's $180. So instead of the $200. So that's that's some of the benefits for the Patreon group. And then you get the tarot horoscopes and everybody gets the tarot horoscopes. Everyone, the dark roast gets the meditation, the tarot horoscopes, the daily affirmations, and the 10%. So they get the little bit extra. So that comes with that. Exciting. So hoping you are all having a fabulous day, fabulous time. Step out, look at what you can mold into something new. Look at maybe what, I got the, when kids play with Play-Doh and they don't like something and they smash it. Well, at least my kids did. And they smash, I don't want this. It's kind of fun to smash the Play-Doh or the plasticine or whatever they're working with, and you don't like it, or you're beating up the clay and you're not, that's not what you were molding or whatever it was. So this is where we're stepping into a energy of saying, okay, if it's not working, let's just let go. Let's just mold it into something new. Let's create. And you might say, yeah, okay, I got the handle just right on the cup this time. And I'm going to etch in my tree of life onto there and my butterflies and whatever else there is that you want to etch in onto your cup and bring in that beautiful changes and that divine feminine of Venus forth to come in for you. So stepping into that power. My loves, I want you to have a fabulous day. And I'm going to send out so much love to you all. And yeah, I know. Don't get caught up in the propaganda. Don't get caught up in the spells that are being cast upon you at this time. Know that when you stand in your divineness, that the energies, and there is that of what Gaia gives you to restore your body and restore that substance of what you need for you. Boost your immune system, your vitamin D, your zinc, your vitamin C, making sure that you are getting your vitamin Bs. Make sure that you are bringing in, I have my emeralds that are here. So bringing in, these are emeralds. They're not shined up, but they're, my little emeralds. and bring in your emeralds and your, if you get a Gaia stone, bring in the energies of healing, the green, with that green light, and bringing in the green rays of healing and change for us. And the more we bring in that energy, that allows for others to come into it, because they can see that illumination, or they can feel that illumination, or it comes to them in different ways. So this is where, for many of you who are out there, who are beautiful light workers, standing into that power of transformation and change for you, this is for you to be able to come forth and be that beautiful illuminating light and power, and don't get lost in the illusions that are being cast upon us, because they are trying so desperately to keep that control for us all. And so stand in your power, and don't FOMO, baby. Don't FOMO, fear of missing out. Don't go into the FOMO. Have a blessed one, and may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all you do. Blessings, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.